Welcome back. Welcome back.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi, Miss Amanda.
Hi.
So Amanda Kocinski here is our front desk girl. You come into Vitality Health and Wellness. She is the first face you see. You call. She is the one answering the phone.
The voice behind the phone.
You are the voice. You are the magic behind the phone. I love it. How long have you been working here, Amanda, with Vitality?
It'll be almost 3 years.
3 years. I love it. So remind me, because I can't remember. Did you start working with me before I started treating you, or did we treat you then you started working here? I can't remember.
I started on the pain management side.
Perfect.
And I had talked to you a little bit about what Vitality was, but you had just started working in the Vitality spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to talk to you about some things.
Yeah.
And so we discussed it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I started getting treated before I started working with you.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Tell me, can you tell me a little bit, remind me and our listeners a little bit about your background, medical history-wise, if you don't mind.
So I am in my early 40s. It took me a really long time to conceive. I didn't have my child until I was 30.
Okay.
But I always had really heavy periods. I've always had a really hard time with my weight fluctuating. I would do all sorts of diets and I'd lose a little, but then everything would come back.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I turned 40, I decided that I needed to get like a full panel of labs done because my mom had passed and she had been diagnosed with lupus. And so I was like, I really need to figure lots of autoimmune issues. I really need to figure this out because she was diabetic, and we had a history.
How old was your mom when she passed away?
My mom was 63.
So that was my mom was 54 when she passed away, right? So for both of us, that was a big thing. Our moms passed away
at young age, and I was like, I've got a young child. I want to be around.
Yes.
And at that point, I was like literally falling asleep at my desk. I would leave and go out to my car and take a nap until my lunchtime was over. I had put on a lot of weight. I know a lot of it was depression and sadness and grief, but I knew something else was wrong. There were like signs that things weren't clicking, and I had like a rash that all of a sudden came on, and they're like, oh, it's a sunburn. I'm like, this is not a sunburn. And nobody could answer my questions. And I had gone to the gynecologist many times, and she saw that I had some small ovarian cysts, but her thing was, I'm not worried about them.
Okay.
And then like, is that, like, I know some are normal, but like,
some may not.
Yes. So,
and then with the fertility issues.
Yes,
you're like,
something's not right. So I finally went to the rheumatologist and got a lot of labs done. And this is when I started talking to you a lot about it.
And just to clarify, rheumatology specializes in autoimmune type.
Yes. Okay. So I had gotten like my CRP levels done. I had got
CRP is an inflammatory
marker,
yes,
which was high.
Yeah, I want to
say what's a normal CRP level?
Less than 3.
Mine was 16.5.
Excuse me, get out of town. Somebody was inflamed.
Somebody. I was in pain.
Yeah. Every single joint.
Yes. My hands were everything. It was horrible. And so I had come back and I had told you, like, can you look at these? And you were like, what is happening?
What is wrong with your body?
Yeah. You legit said, girl, we need to fix you. And I was like, together. Something's not right.
Yeah. Yep.
So honest to God, we literally started with my thyroid.
Yeah, well, but with rheumatology, you were put on biologics.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Yes. So I was put on an injection.
Okay.
And it helped a little bit, but it wasn't.
So biologics, to clarify, is a pharmaceutical drug that is used to essentially dampen down the immune system. So when you have an autoimmune disorder, your body's going bananas. And it's like, oh, hey, I hate myself.
Right.
So it starts eating at itself.
So they're diagnosed with what? Psoriatic arthritis.
There we go. Okay. Yes. So your joints were getting attacked by your own immune system.
By my own immune system. Okay. Yes. It was horrible. And on top of that, then I had found out that my thyroid was out of whack.
So they had you on what?
I had been on Synthroid for a very long time.
How did you feel on Synthroid?
Hot garbage.
Oh, wow.
Literally in the gutter.
Yeah.
I felt horrible.
Yeah.
And so you were like, that's trash. Yeah, like, no wonder you feel like crap. This is how you feel, isn't it?
Right. I told you everything.
You told me everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Synthroid works for some,
Yes.
not for all.
Right. But
Which is why it's important that we ask our patients how they feel.
Exactly.
Instead of looking at the thyroid numbers going, well, the numbers look good.
right.
Because you're over there like, I don't care if my numbers look good because I feel like a
I
total
still
pile of doo-doo.
Yes. Like, I was going home and just laying down in bed. Like, I had no motivation.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a child.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I had no get up and go.
Yeah. I know we talked about your CRP level and it should be less than 3 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't sound that bad. But here's what I'll say. I've never seen one 16.
It was
except
high.
for you.
It was high. It was high. I will never forget when we took my labs about a year later, and it was like 8, and we were jumping up and down.
Yes,
we could
we
not
were.
believe.
Yes, we were.
We were like, oh my god,
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
And then the last time we just got my labs done about 2 months ago.
what was it?
It was normal.
Oh my God. What?
I love it. I love it. This is the first time in probably 4 years that I haven't had any pain. Like, I feel good.
And are you taking biologics right now?
No, I stopped taking all of my injectables.
It's so crazy.
Crazy, right?
So crazy. What do we do for you? What did we do? How did we help you?
Well, we did a lot.
What did we diagnose you with to start?
You diagnosed me, which should have been diagnosed a long time ago,
No way.
as polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS.
Yeah. Yes. So PCOS is really hard to diagnose.
Very.
So I will say that.
Right.
There's no test that you're just like, boom, you've got PCOS.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
It is a syndrome, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So you have a multitude of symptoms that make up PCOS.
Right.
Right. So that was the first thing we started treating with you, right?
No.
No. What did
We started with my thyroid.
Okay, but thyroid and PCOS kind of go hand in hand.
Yes, but that's when we first started.
Yes.
Like, you put me on, like, it was what, my T4 wasn't going into my T3 or vice versa?
Yeah,
Is that right?
you got it right. Yeah, so your T4 was not converting to T3.
Correct.
So T3 is the most bioavailable form of your thyroid hormone.
Right.
But a lot of conventional med docs don't look at T3.
Correct.
We assume that if your TSH, which is a brain hormone that talks to your thyroid and says, hey, thyroid, we need to get more thyroid hormone out there. If the TSH is down, that means that your body has plenty of thyroid hormone in it, right? So they're inverse to each other. So if the TSH is good, well, then that means the T4 is good. And if the T4 is good, then the T3 must be good.
Right.
Not the case. Because in you were highly inflamed. You had a lot of inflammation, a lot of anger going on in your body.
Yes.
So for your body to take your T4 and convert it to T3, it was like, honey, we don't have time for that.
No.
We don't have time for that.
Like, let's just move on.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
So what did we do?
You put me inside of them.
That's right. So I added a little bit of T3 to you.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Which did what? Made the world of a difference, did I?
Yes. Honest to God. I was running up and down the halls. This is a true story. This is not fake. I literally felt like I had taken 5 Adderall. I had so much energy. I was like, Amanda's like, how are you feeling? I was like, I feel like I have energy shooting out my fingers. Like, I was all over the place. Yes.
Yes, we did have to make a couple tweaks.
We had some tweaks. We did make some tweaks.
Because we don't always want energy coming out of the fingertips. It's a little too much.
It wasn't so much.
Yeah, but you felt so much
freaking fantastic. Yes. So we finally made those tweaks. Yeah. And so then right after, and I'll tell you, within a month I had been down 30 pounds.
Excuse me, who are you?
Right.
And it's not even, you weren't massively reducing your calories. You weren't, running marathon miles, right? You weren't killing yourself.
No. But I was
sleeping. And the inflammation, right? So inflammation is weight.
Exactly.
Inflammation is water, right? Yeah. So it's not, I don't want people to hear that and think, well, Amanda usually tells me that I should only lose 1 pound to 2 pounds per week for it to be sustainable. That is correct.
It is true.
But when you are inflamed,
yes,
you're going to drop weight faster.
Right.
So 30 pounds in a month
and
was all inflammation.
All inflammation.
100%.
Inches, things like that.
Yes.
And, you know, when you're already a heavy person, you have that body dysmorphia.
Sure.
Even skinny people have that body dysmorphia.
Of course.
know, so it's like, I don't notice any difference. I don't think anything's different.
Yes.
You know, I didn't notice any physical changes in that aspect.
In that 30 pounds.
Yes, but I noticed like emotional changes. And I noticed like I had more motivation. I had more energy. I had more drive to do things. I started working out. I started, you know, eating better. I started, you know, sleeping better. And so then that was probably in September.
Yeah.
And then by December, I was like, all right, let's do these pellets.
Yeah. But before we
before that, yes, that's when we were like,
insulin resistance.
Right. That's PCOS, insulin resistance.
Yes. Yes. So insulin resistance is usually the underlying culprit of PCOS.
Yeah.
So we needed to manage your insulin. And yeah, we could have been like, hey, Amanda, go on the ketogenic diet.
Right. Which I tried and it didn't do anything. It did not work for me.
There you go. And it doesn't work for everybody.
No.
And it works beautiful for some.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if you told me not to eat a piece of cake for the rest of my life,
I'm going to want to eat cake.
But I'm going to want to eat cake.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and
for some,
and I don't think it was that. It wasn't the sugars and all. It was just because I was insulin resistant. And so I never felt fulfilled. And so that made me even hungrier. But I didn't know what it was.
I can't remember, did we check your insulin level in the beginning?
We had checked my insulin level because I have a history of diabetes in my family. So it was something that I was concerned about because my mom didn't know she was diabetic until she was 40.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, I was borderline, but I was close.
Yeah.
It was high.
And this is what I tell my patients. Your genetics load the gun.
Yes. Yes.
Your lifestyle pulls the trigger.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Carry on.
So we did check that, and we were talking about possible. At this time, I was thinking about bariatric surgery.
Yes.
And I had gone to the nutritionist. I had gone, I started taking the steps.
And this was before Ozempic.
Yes.
This was before the big
Exactly, before the big crazy. Yes. Yep. So I was like, I'm tired of feeling like this. But honestly, just a little change in my thyroid and having that diagnosis and saying, we can fix this. I can help you.
Yeah.
Gave me that strength and that courage to be like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
And I can't.
You're talking the weight loss.
The weight loss. Yeah, I canceled it. I was like, not doing this.
Yes.
And so I said, let's do these pellets.
Yeah. So we corrected the insulin resistance because that's always really important with the PCOS patient.
Yes.
Because if I were to just slam you with testosterone,
exactly.
PCOS patients tend to have high testosterone levels, which is why we see with somebody with PCOS, we see hair growing where we don't want it, right? Could be facial hair, could be nipple hair, could be belly hair, right?
The discoloration, I never say it right.
Melasma.
Yes.
The upper lip.
Yes, the upper lip. The changing under the armpits, all of that.
Yep, absolutely.
All of that.
You'll see
hair growing.
You'll see a darkening, a ring around the neck with insulin resistance. You'll see skin tags, right? Acne tends to be a huge
cystic
thing.
acne is huge.
Acne, yes. So we needed to manage your blood sugar.
Yes.
Because managing your blood sugar was going to reduce your insulin, right?
Correct.
And insulin is what? Highly inflammatory. Hello, CRP of 16. And is a fat storage hormone, right? You're going to have a heck of a time losing weight when your insulin's through the roof.
Right.
So we needed to bring that down before we could give you some of my favorite hormone in the world, a little testosterone.
Right. And that's something that you tell a lot of your patients, but I also like to reiterate at the front because I have been through this. So I can tell these people, like, this is what my journey was like, and this is how I felt, and I can connect with that. So I can relate to a lot of those issues. So when women come in and they want to lose weight, I'm like, listen.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost almost 90 pounds.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
But,
that's right.
I haven't kept all of it off. I have to put some back on.
Listen.
But still, life. Stress.
Life.
All of it.
That's right.
But I can tell these women, like, this is where I was.
Yes.
And this is me now.
So I've said in the past, progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Because you're going to up and down.
Yes.
You're going to up and down.
You also like to tell people, like, before you even start with, the hormones or any of that, like, if you want to lose weight, this is what we need to do first. We need to check your hormone levels. We need to do this. We need to check all of these, because if you don't fix that foundation, you're not going to be able to build that house.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Foundational support.
so
Absolutely.
if you don't fix what's broken first, you're not going to lose the weight. You're not going to feel better. You're
No,
not.
you're going to have that ball and chain. It's going to be
Exactly.
dragging around
Exactly.
behind you, slowing you down. It's absolutely.
Yeah, and everybody's different. My journey is completely different than everybody else's, and I struggled for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
But when I finally had someone who would listen, Amanda McDole, I had the tools at my disposal.
That's right, girl.
And there was no judgment. There was encouragement, and that's what women need.
Because, and even women to women, men to women practitioners, right? We look at people and we think, well, you need to get up off your butt and move.
Yeah.
Well, when you feel like a pile of hot garbage.
If you feel like garbage, you don't want to. No. I've had so many male physicians say, well, all you need to do is lose weight. Okay. I have tried. I have lost weight. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
No, it's not.
But when you have all those other underlying issues stacked up against you and no one's listening, I felt like I was going crazy. I utterly felt like I was going nuts.
Yeah.
And
It was all in your head.
It was all in my head. You guys jokingly called me Gertie.
Yeah, we did.
Why did you call me Gertie?
Oh, well, because, every now and again you get a little forgetful.
A lot of forgetful. Sometimes I don't even know if I really knew what my name was. My name is Gertie. If I have anything, I have no clue. My brain was so out of whack.
Yeah.
So I think back to that time. I'm like, who was that girl? But who is she?
that?
Yeah. She shows up sometimes, that Gertie.
Yeah, she
every now and again. But
That's okay. We love her too.
totally different person. Totally different person. Just the drive, just the energy, the thought I have behind everything.
And that's why I love having you at the front desk. I love having you answering the phone because you've been there, you've done it.
I have.
And to be honest with you, the worst of it.
Yes.
Right? PCOS is the worst.
It sucks.
It is such a challenging diagnosis to give, but let alone to live with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the majority of people make you feel like it's in your head.
Yeah, they make you feel like you're crazy. Yeah.
So I just love it. I love having you there, and I know the patients love having you there. And there's things that you do that I haven't done that I'm like, oh, wait, go talk to my girl Amanda about that.
Yeah.
She'll tell you all about low dose naltrexone.
I'll try anything.
That's right.
I'll try
That's
it.
right.
Whatever I think would work, I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
We started with very, very low dose of testosterone, very low.
And we just
slowly went up. I'm like, give it to me. I want to go out. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
PCOS patients, I always give much, much lower.
Super
doses.
slow. The funny thing about that, though, is, we also have laser hair removal. So because I did have that dark, thick hair, I was able to get that under control.
Yes.
Because, what's going to happen when you give me more testosterone?
Well, that is one of the common side effects with testosterone replacement is that we will see an increase in hair growth, especially, your peach fuzz will grow a little faster.
Exactly. It's like,
for you.
mine is like fur, like big old, big old beard. Yeah.
Cut that.
I'm just kidding. It's not. But
Yes. So
dark.
for PCOS patients, you'll get that thick dark hair even without optimizing testosterone.
Yes.
So using things like laser hair removal and things like that is amazing.
Yes.
I will ask you one final question.
Yes.
Where do you think you would be right now had we not met?
If I hadn't met you, if I hadn't started working here,
Correct.
I
would be.
I don't know if I don't want to say that I wouldn't be here because I have a child.
Of course.
And I would do whatever I could for her.
Of course.
But I would not be anywhere near who I am today.
Yeah.
I would be very, very depressed.
Yeah.
I'd be very, very fat. I only know that because I am a binge eater. So I'm sad, I eat. I would be huge. I would be huge. So that's where I would be in the bottom of the barrel.
Well, I think God stuck in the barrel because you're too big to get out of the barrel.
Yes.
That's true. I love you and I love Gertie too.
I love you guys. I'm just so thankful for everything that, I've been able to accomplish here.
Well,
and I just love watching everyone who comes in here and all of these women and men who feel so much better. And they're like, my life has changed.
Yes.
I know. Mine too. It's like, let's keep this moving.
I love it.
It's amazing. And you are so passionate about what you do. And you inspire so many people. And you are like the least judgmental person I've ever met.
I've been there.
You just, exactly.
I've been in there.
And you just make everybody feel so...
We're gonna be besties, aren't we? Every single one of my patients, we're gonna be besties.
Well, I'm gonna be your number one bestie, but
well, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, they can be number 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
so on.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
But I need that relationship with my patients because I want them to tell me.
There has to be some level of trust.
Absolutely. I love you. Thank you.
Are you experiencing any of the symptoms associated with PCOS, or have you already been diagnosed with PCOS? We understand the challenges and concerns that come along with this diagnosis and are here to help. Give our office a call today to schedule an appointment to take advantage of our special offer. 50% off your new patient consultation, plus receive your first facial laser hair removal session for free. Don't hesitate to reach out and take the first step towards feeling your best. You can call or text our office number at 419-461-5007 or visit our website at thevitalitycenters.com to learn more.